Yeah, we have some interesting times ahead, but let me tell you, if it gets to 42,000, 140,000, 30 trillion, whatever that number is, at that point, everybody will be quite clear that that government debt-based money has absolutely zero value. We're going to see a lot more inflation this year and a lot faster. So I think that there is a level of hopium that's out there right now that President Trump can fix things. And nobody can fix things because we're at the end of the currency's life cycle. There is officially no purchasing power left in the currency. The only thing holding it together is the confidence of the public. So if something happens and that hopium is destroyed, then I think we're headed into that hyperinflation will become apparent to everybody, because I'm certain it's already started.
In today's news recap, gold poised to overtake record peak as dollar drops on Trump remarks. Gold prices climbed over 1% on Friday, closing in on its all-time high hit in October as a weakening dollar on U.S. President Donald Trump's push for lower rates and tariff uncertainty drove the metal towards its fourth straight weekly rise. Spot gold prices, which have added 2.7% so far this week, are a mere $17.3 away from the record high of $2,790.15 hit on October 31. One factor certainly seems to be the drop in the U.S. dollar. Some of the biggest factors that are driving it are associated with President Trump talking tariffs, said Bart Mellick, head of commodity strategies at TD Securities. Trump is at risk of elevating prices, and I think the gold market perceives perhaps a higher inflation and possibly a central bank that's more accommodative. In this climate of uncertainty, zero-yield gold continued to shine as a reliable hedge against inflation and instability, while it remains particularly appealing in a low-interest rate environment. At the World Economic Forum on Thursday, Trump called for an immediate reduction in interest rates. The dollar hit an over one-month low, making bullion less expensive for foreign buyers. Trump has said tariffs on Mexico, Canada, China, and the European Union could be announced on February. 1. A short covering rally has boosted spot prices, but ETF flows remain choppy ahead of the Fed meeting, the bank noted. Traders expect the Fed to leave rates unchanged at next week's meeting. Spot silver was up 0.8% at $30.67 per ounce, and platinum rose 0.6% to $948. Palladium gained 0.1% to $190, $992.75, hitting its highest since November 25th. All were poised for weekly gains. Now we'll show you the best clips of the latest interview. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you do not miss out our daily recaps. And check goldsilverstacks.com to get your Stacker's Handbook, the ultimate guide to stack gold and silver, packed with strategies to trade the gold-silver ratio and get more ounces and build wealth over time so you don't have to rely on market commentators to make your investment decisions. Enjoy the episode.
Well, look, it's really easy to determine what the true fundamental value of gold is. I am not expecting Wall Street to tell me that revaluation, it will happen 100%. I'm not even a teeny weeny bit doubtful of what that future is. What I don't know is what that would be in terms of dollars, let's say, by the time they do that revaluation. But that revaluation will be because the government is attempting to get that confidence back. So that means that inflation has really risen very visibly higher, maybe even to 50 or 100% or wherever it's going to be at that time. And so they'll lop off a whole bunch of zeros. And I can tell you, if they did it today, it would, and they did it on a one-to-one basis, that it would be north of $40,000. By the time they do it, and I know this sounds outrageous to people because they get blinded by the numbers, right? But if you went back to 1913 when somebody had a $20 1 ounce gold coin and said, one of these days that's going to be trading at $2,600 or $2,700, that person would have seemed outrageous at that time too. So it could be 3 trillion, it could be 100 trillion. I personally have a $10 trillion Zimbabwe note, so I am a trillionaire in Zimbabwe. But what does it mean? It means nothing. So if they did the overnight revaluation today on a 1-for-1 debt for gold ratio, then it would be north of 40,000. Why not?
Yeah.
Right? But the way that I get it is, since the gold is money, it's sound money. The dollars are based on any fiat currency right today is based on debt. So you just take however much debt they're admitting to. Now, where Andy is going could also be all the derivatives. So all of those bets on the debt. So this, when I'm talking about above 40, I'm not considering that. I'm just taking all the debt that they've admitted to and dividing it by every bit of gold that exists. In the ground, above ground, doesn't matter, right? So, we have some interesting times ahead, but let me tell you, if it gets to 42,000, 140,000, 30 trillion, whatever that number is, at that point, everybody will be quite clear that government debt-based money has absolutely zero value.
In today's news recap, gold glitters near record high levels after Trump's comments. Gold prices rose nearly 1% on Friday, lingering near record high levels scaled in October, steered by U.S. President Donald Trump's calls to lower interest rates and uncertainty surrounding his trade policies. Spot gold rose 1.1% to $2,784.82 per ounce and was up 2.8% for the week. Prices are at their highest since October 31, when they hit a record high of $2,790.15. Gold's move towards a fresh all-time high has coincided with a correction in the dollar, which is lower following remarks by Trump that suggest he may go soft on tariffs and settle for a trade deal with China, independent analyst Ross Norman said. We see gold is likely to hit $3,175 during 2025. On Thursday at the World Economic Forum, Trump said he would demand that interest rates drop immediately. In an interview with Fox News, Trump said he would rather not have to use tariffs over China. Zero-yield gold is known as a hedge amid political and economic turmoil and tends to do well in a low interest rate environment. Trump's remarks come before the Federal Reserve's meeting next week, where the policymakers are widely expected to leave rates unchanged. Now we'll show you the best clips of the latest interview. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you do not miss out our daily recaps, and check goldsilverstacks.com to get your Stacker's Handbook, the ultimate guide to stack gold and silver, packed with strategies to trade the gold-silver ratio and get more ounces and build wealth over time, so you don't have to rely on market commentators to make your investment decisions. Enjoy the episode.
And then utilized in all the different sectors of the global economy. The cryptocurrencies use a lot of water and a lot of energy, but they use it up. It's only used in one place. However, people are blinded by those numbers, going back to what we were talking about. I'm a trillionaire in Zimbabwe. I have a $10 trillion Zimbabwe note. What can I buy with it? Not even 3 eggs. Yep. So people should not be blinded by numbers. They should really know what's the true value of anything that I'm going to do, right? And the Federal Reserve on the FRED, anybody can access it. FRED, purchasing power of the consumer dollar, and look on the bottom of that scale and it has a big fat 0. That's the true value. So if you can only convert into that, then that's the real trend. It's not the cryptocurrencies or the stock market or anything else or the meme stocks going up. It's to hide the fact that the purchasing power is virtually gone. Well, a lot of people that aren't just speculating on cryptocurrencies, but moving in that direction are trying to find something that is outside of the government's control, outside of the central bank's control. And so it's a very similar kind of head. I mean, that's why you buy gold and silver, because you want to basically be outside of the government and the central bank's control, which is a very good place to be. So, I mean, imagine how much gold would have been purchased in the beginning, because Bitcoin came out in January of 2009, quantitative easing. So this massive free money printing started in March of 2009. But the reason why you're seeing that is because it's a similar head. But I'm not convinced yet that cryptocurrencies are actually outside of the ability of the government to shut it down. I mean, TikTok went away and it came right back. Isn't that interesting? We have to look at that a little bit more. But if it's online, then there's a lot of subjective things that can happen with it. But it's the same kind of process. Those people that are buying cryptocurrencies to be outside of the government and the central bank control are the same kind of thought that a cryptocurrency, first of all, if it is Bitcoin or something that you can't actually convert into gold, then yeah, that's proper diversification if you want to be well diversified. If you're going to have your Bitcoin, make sure you have the gold to balance it out. But going into cryptocurrencies, I can never get behind one unless it is actually gold backed and convertible into the gold. So if I want to, I think it's great for transactions, as long as if I want the gold that's in there, I can get it, then I'd be good with that. If I can't, then it's air.
No.
It's air.
What do you think about Lynette's bold prediction that gold could reach $40,000 very soon? Do you agree with her take, or do you think it's an exaggeration? Is gold going to sell off badly after all the market commentators spent the last few weeks riding the pump in prices? I'd love to hear your honest thoughts and price predictions for gold and silver in the comments below. Now watch this video right here because it's a perfect fit for you, and I'll see you on the other side.